So while everyone is talking about Brunson and Wemby in that matchup, I think there might be one underrated final storyline that almost nobody is paying attention to, and honestly, I think it could end up helping the Knicks more than people realize. Because the Knicks have something that most finals teams never get, and that is an insider. In this case, it's Jeremy Sochan. Now, before you click off and say Jeremy Sochan is not even a rotation player for the Knicks, hear me out, because this is not really about minutes, it's about information and preparation. It's about knowing exactly what you're walking into before the series even starts, and that's where things get interesting, because before joining the Knicks, Jeremy Sochan spent years inside the Spurs organization. He practiced against Victor Wembanyama, he learned their defensive schemes, he sat in their film sessions for hours and hours, he understands the personalities, he understands the tendencies, and he understands how they think. And when you're talking about the NBA Finals, every little edge matters. Now, obviously, Jeremy Sochan is not going to magically reveal some secret code that shuts down Wemby, but let's be realistic, nobody has figured that out. The guy is arguably the most unique basketball player we've ever seen in history. 7'4", elite rim protection, elite ball handling, and elite shot creation. He's basically a video game character. But here's the thing, the finals are not won because of one giant adjustment, they are won because of dozens of small adjustments, and that is like one scouting report, one tendency, one weakness, one matchup, one lineup combination, one habit, one tell. And that's exactly where somebody like Sochan becomes valuable for the Knicks, because nobody knows the Spurs better than somebody who was just there recently. Think about it. If Wembanyama prefers attacking certain coverages, Sochan knows. If certain Spurs role players struggle against physical defense, Sochan knows. If certain actions make their offense uncomfortable, Sochan knows that as well. That's valuable information, especially for a coaching staff that is preparing for the biggest series of the season. And honestly, Knicks fans, we've already seen Mike Brown prove that he's willing to use every possible advantage. This coaching staff is detail-oriented. This team is detail-oriented. They're not overlooking anything. Which is why I guarantee you that Sochan is being asked questions right now. Lots of questions from the coaching staff, from the players on the Knicks, because this series is not just about talent, it's about preparation, and that's where the Knicks may quietly have an edge. Now here's what makes this story even more interesting. The Spurs know Sochan and they know how he thinks, they know his personality, which means that this becomes a two-way chess match, and the Knicks are learning from Sochan. But San Antonio also knows exactly who they're dealing with, and that's what makes playoff basketball so fascinating, especially in the finals. Every advantage gets countered, every adjustment gets answered, every weakness gets attacked, but even if Sochan never plays meaningful minutes, his impact could still be felt. Because helping prepare a team for a finals opponent matters a lot, and honestly, this entire story reminds me of something that people forget about championship teams. Not every contribution shows up in the box score. Some contributions happen in film rooms, some happen during practices, some happen during scouting meetings, and some happen behind closed doors. And when the margins are this small, those things matter. Now let's talk about Victor Wembanyama for a second, because this is really what the series comes down to. The Spurs go as Wemby goes. He's their superstar, he's their engine, and he's their future. And the better prepared the Knicks are to deal with him, the better their chances become to win this series. Will Sochan suddenly stop Wembanyama? Of course not, but can he help the Knicks understand certain tendencies? Can he help identify certain habits? And can he help speed up preparation? Absolutely. And that's why I think this has become one of the most underrated storylines heading into the finals. Not because Jeremy Sochan is suddenly becoming a star, but because information is power. And right now, the Knicks might have access to information that very few teams ever get before a championship series starts. And all of this is not even mentioning the other aspect of this, where the Knicks also have intel on De'Aaron Fox. Why? Because Mike Brown was his coach back in Sacramento for many years. And vice versa, Fox also has intel on Mike Brown and the way he likes to coach and his sets and everything like that. So as everybody debates Brunson versus Wembanyama and everybody debates who's winning the finals, keep an eye on this storyline, because sometimes the biggest advantages are not the ones that everybody sees, sometimes they're the ones happening behind the scenes. And Jeremy Sochan might be giving the Knicks one of those advantages right now. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and sub to the channel for more Knicks news and updates you will not want to miss. It's been KNYT here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.